They told you to call this number. They said someone on the other end could wipe out your debt, just like that. And for a second, you believe them. Because when the pressure feels like it's closing in from all sides, rent overdue, credit card maxed out, collection letters piling up like bills at a diner, you want to believe there's an easy way out. But here's the cold truth nobody wants to say out loud. Debt relief is a scam, unless you do this one thing first. And no, it's not what you think. You don't need a lawyer. You don't need a consolidation company. You don't even need perfect credit. What you do need is something 98% of Americans drowning in debt have never been told. But if you stick with me, all the way to the end, I'm going to hand it to you. It's not a tactic. It's not a hack. It's the truth that sets you free. And once you hear it, you'll never see money the same way again. Because debt isn't the enemy. It's the symptom. And unless you treat the root cause, you'll keep falling for shiny promises and miracle cures that drain your wallet while pretending to save it. Let me ask you something. Have you ever laid awake at night, staring at the ceiling, wondering how the hell you got here? You work, you grind, you sacrifice. Yet somehow, the numbers never add up. It's not your imagination. Right now, the average American household carries over $104,000 in debt. And no, that doesn't include a mortgage. We're talking credit cards, auto loans, medical bills, student loans, store financing, and that sneaky buy now, pay later trap that seems small until it isn't. The system? It's built to keep you chasing your tail. Your interest rates are jacked up the second you're late. Your credit score punishes you for trying to survive. And the banks? They profit every single time you fail. But the worst part? They've made you believe it's your fault. That you're bad with money. That you should have known better. That you're just not disciplined enough. That's the lie that keeps you stuck. But I want you to hear me clearly, and I want you to feel this in your bones. You're not broken. You're not irresponsible. You're just operating in a system that was never built for you to win. Now, here's the part they don't want you to know. Debt relief? It works, but only if you reclaim your power first. Before you make a single phone call. Before you sign anything. Before you say yes to any forgiveness program, forbearance plan, or consolidation loan. You must do this. You must take back control of your money story. Because if you don't, someone else will write it for you. And that relief will only trap you in a new kind of prison. So what does that actually mean? It means flipping the script. It means getting radical clarity on your numbers. It means learning how money actually works, not the watered-down crap they taught us in school. They taught you how to dissect a frog, but never how to read a paycheck. You learned the Pythagorean theorem, but not what a 700 credit score could unlock. And now here you are, working 40-plus hours a week, still feeling like money is this mysterious force, always slipping through your fingers, just out of reach. That's not an accident, because if you ever truly understood how money works, you stop playing by the rules they gave you and start building a life that you own. The truth? Money isn't just about dollars and cents. It's about control, leverage, options. And the reason you feel stuck is because the system trained you to trade your time for just enough to stay quiet. But let me show you something. Right now, over 60% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. Not because they're lazy, not because they're bad with money, but because they were never taught how it actually works. They think saving is the answer. But inflation is silently stealing 3 to 6% of their money every year. They think more hours equals more income. But the tax code punishes employees and rewards ownership. You see, the wealthy don't work for money. They make money work for them. They use compound interest like a weapon. They buy assets, not things. They borrow strategically to build wealth, not debt. And they understand one thing most people never realize. Money flows to those who understand it and runs from those who fear it. So let me ask you, have you ever tracked where every dollar goes in a month? Have you ever calculated how much interest your credit card charged you last year? Do you know how much your retirement account, if you even have one, is earning right now? Because the minute you start asking those questions, you stop being a consumer and start becoming a commander. Look, you don't need a finance degree. You don't need to be born into wealth. You just need to wake up to the game that's being played around you and decide you're done sitting on the sidelines. Because the moment you learn how money works, is the moment you stop working just for money. And trust me, that moment changes everything. Let me show you how. First, get real. List every single debt you have, not just the big ones. I'm talking everything. Even that $87 you owe your cousin from last summer. Why? Because shame hides in the shadows. And once you shine a light on it, it loses power over you. Second, rank those debts, not just by amount, by interest rate and emotional weight. Which ones are costing you the most? Which ones are keeping you up at night? That's your battle map. And once you have it, you're no longer guessing. You're making war on your debt with strategy. Third, and this is the turning point, stop outsourcing your financial future. Stop waiting for some expert to save you. You are the expert. You live this every day. No one knows your story like you do. But here's where the magic begins. Once you face your numbers, once you understand what you owe and to whom, that's when you can negotiate from a position of power. Call the credit card companies. Speak their language. Ask for hardship programs. Request interest rate reductions. Tell them you're considering bankruptcy, and watch how quickly they're suddenly willing to work with you. And if you do use a debt relief company, let it be on your terms, not theirs. Don't let them charge you insane fees just to do what you can do yourself, with clarity, confidence, and a phone. But there's one more thing. You have to build a cash flow plan, not a budget. Because budgeting sounds like restriction, like cutting every joy out of your life, like living on rice and beans for the next 10 years. That's why most people give up. But a cash flow plan, that's about freedom. It's about directing your money with intention, like a boss. Here's how it works. Every dollar you bring in gets a job, not just bills, not just debt, savings, sinking funds, fun, flexibility, future. You stop wondering where it all went and start telling it where to go. And I promise you, this alone can be the thing that changes your entire financial future. Because once you feel that first taste of control, that first extra $200 you paid off, that first month you didn't need a credit card to survive, you'll become unstoppable. You'll start to see options where you once saw walls. And those scammy offers, they'll stop looking like lifelines and start looking like what they are, profit traps. So here's your assignment. Tonight, open up a blank page. Write down everything you owe. Don't flinch. Don't overthink. Just write. Then rank it. Interest rate, balance, emotional stress. And once you've got your list, take a deep breath. Because now, you're the driver's seat. You're not some victim waiting to be rescued. You're the author of your next chapter. And you don't need permission to start writing. Remember, debt relief isn't evil. But true freedom, it doesn't start with a phone call. It starts here, with a mindset shift so powerful, the system hopes you never hear it. But you just did. And if you made it this far, I know one thing for sure. You're not here to survive. You're here to win. So drop a comment below. Let me know the one thing you're taking back control of today. Like this video if it sparked something in you. Subscribe if you're ready to break this cycle for good. And share it with someone who needs to know. Debt relief is only a scam if you hand over your power. But you're taking it back, and you're doing it before my next video. And until then, remain free.